Welcome everyone. Join us today for a lovely Nacho Mama's Chipotle Chicken Nachos. Another one of your soon-to-be favorite recipes from us here at Mixn-Match. Welcome everybody to a lovely fall football late fall themed session. Today we are making a Nacho Mama's Nachos. That was Reed's idea for that name. We're gonna make a spicy Chipotle rubbed chicken nachos, and we're gonna make this awesome avocado green goddess dressing. It's avocado green goddess cream, so not really a dressing. Starting with chicken thighs, okay? Chicken thighs, it's gonna go into the oven. Oven is heating up at 375. It's gonna go in there about 20 minutes. Why chicken thighs? Why not chicken thighs? Here's it goes. I'm gonna lay these guys out. I'm gonna, like chicken thighs always have like a really smooth side and a not so smooth side. I'm gonna put the not so smooth side up, so that's the part that was attached to the bone. You don't have to trim the fat off because it's all gonna cook right off. So you're gonna put that down. And what you're gonna discover is you can cook chicken like this all the time and use it for pretty much anything. Anytime you wanna do a shredded chicken, this is great for chicken tortilla soup, which we're gonna be doing soon. This is great for barbecues, barbecue chicken, or anything you wanna pull apart and make sandwiches. It's quite lovely. So chicken is going down. Then I'm gonna sprinkle some salt and pepper and a little bit of my Mexican seasoning. And believe it or not, most Mexican seasonings, like the sprinkly salts at the grocery store, most all of them are about the same. So you can use whatever. Some of them have a little bit more citrus or a little less. Some have more cumin, but they're all pretty interchangeable until you find something that you really like a lot, and then use that one. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands. Chicken juice off my hands. Okay. So I've got this lovely Carne Asada blend. I'm gonna use some of this. Put some in my hand. And you can go nuts with as much as you want. And like I said, you can use your favorite taco seasoning, your favorite fajita seasoning. And make sure to taste it. See how much salt it's got? It's got a good amount of salt. So depending on the blend you're using, maybe you don't need to add more salt. I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper. Black pepper, a little bit of salt. It's got a little bit, because it's gonna cook off. This is going into the oven, and then, while that's happening, we're gonna make a lovely avocado green goddess and chop up things that are gonna go on top of here. All right. Yikes, oven is hot. Okay, green goddess cream. Basically, it's just gonna be a sour cream with green stuff in it that we're gonna drizzle over the nachos. It's gonna make it fantastical. So I've got my handy dandy little bullet blender because I don't have a real blender. Also, like, how big of a blender do you need, right? Like, this is perfect for sauces, sides. I've actually traveled with one of these all over the world to make sauces. Until I used to travel with the rice cooker and one of these things. Every single time, the TSA guys would take the rice cooker apart for some reason. I was like, what? Because some idiot did a rice cooker bomb or pressure cooker bomb. So now they're throwing away all my good rice cookers. All right, so I got a little sour cream. This is basically your sour cream, like you're gonna drizzle over typically with nachos. I'm gonna put some avocado in here. Be careful with the avocado. So you put the knife in the middle, feel the pit, kind of go around it. Don't be like all crazy, it's super fast. Just take your time. How many injuries a year do you think with the avocado pits? People ending up in hospitals? It's like 6, more like 6 million. Yeah, it's like one of the worst incidents that send people to emergency rooms. This part, watch, I'll do it. So knife in there, and some people it's easier maybe to there's easier ways to do it. I'm sure there's a YouTube video on that. Pits off, pits gone. I'm gonna do, these are little Hass avocados, and sometimes at the grocery store you get ones that are like double the size. These are little guys. I'm gonna put half in here. mostly for that creamy, buttery, green goodness. Get the little stem off. Okay, there's that. I want mine to be a little bit on the spicy side, so I'm gonna put half a jalapeno in there. Oh, I wanna save the rounds. All right, I'm gonna do the hot half, the part closest to the stem, throwing that in there. A little pinch of cilantro, that's in there. And I love lime, but I want that nice lime taste, so we're gonna soften it up first. Squeeze it, roll it. Okay, soften that up. What I'm gonna do is take a little bit of the rind off and throw that in there because that'll blend in really nice. Little piece of the rind. And then juice. Juice goes in of half a lime. And after we blend it, we'll taste it, make sure it's awesome. Since we're making nachos, make sure you got some good corn chips. If you're in, well, pretty much anywhere in the country, if you have a Safeway nearby, I'm telling you, some of the best corn chips are the ones I have at the deli in a clear bag. If you don't, go get your next favorita, whatever your favorite corn chips are. We have La Favorita. These are lovely, right? These are perfect. And they're gonna go in the oven, so that's another thing. If you have like tired old chips, corn chips, just put them in the oven for like a minute, they're perfect. Okay, sour cream, some peppers, a little bit of lime, avocado, cilantro, and I'm gonna put in a couple of little romaine leaves. It gives it a nice green, green goddessy flavor. Turns out. Okay, so that, sprinkle of salt. That goes in the blender. And hopefully it turns out like something green and sour creamy. It's kind of thick. All right, so it's kind of thick, therefore it takes a little effort to shake it into there, get the blender going. But this is basically your, crema. That sounded even fancier, crema. All right, so we have a nice, thick, green avocado sour cream. Huh? It's gonna look lovely on top of our nachos. So taste it at this point. If you want it to be more salt, more lemon, more lime, more peppers, whatever it is, this is the time to fix it. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's got a nice avocado taste. It tastes like guacamole. Let me get a clean spoon. I'm gonna put that back in. And then we'll save this. Now we're just waiting for the chicken to cook. So while the chicken is cooking, I'm gonna chop up some stuff to sprinkle over the nachos. That can be whatever you like. I've got Fresno pepper. This one started to dry a little bit. It's a little shriveled. Great way to use it up. I'm gonna use that. Got some scallions and onions and tomatoes. I'm gonna cut it all up, put it in a bowl, and wait for our chicken. Do you ever make nachos for dinner?
Not enough.
Not enough, yeah. You can make nachos for breakfast. You can basically have like a breakfast nacho combination. Chilaquiles, crispy tortilla strips, scrambled eggs, salsa, whatever stuff you got. It's delicious. Okay, I'm gonna cut up a bunch of things. Red Fresno peppers, beautiful, also deadly. Yeah? Because sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, they are crazy hot, surprisingly hot. I think for some reason, habaneros used to seem really hot to me. Not anymore. They kind of seem not so hot. I think they farmed it out of them. But Fresno's still pretty dang hot. Okay, I got some jalapenos. Now I'm just going for color. So Fresno pepper, jalapeno. I'm gonna dice up some red onions because we put red onions in every dish we do. Okay, that, some scallions, because scallions are delicious. Oh yeah, and I'll dice up the rest of the avocado. I got sour cream in my hand. All right, what else we got? We got some more avocado. I'm gonna dice this guy up. That'll be our on top of our nachos. Look at that. I've got some tomatoes. I'm gonna slice these. I got some orange. These are little baby garden tomatoes. Right now, this time of year, everybody's gardens are bursting with tomatoes. So a great way to use them all up and make the most fanciest of nachos. All right. And for those of you, I know nachos are great with that. If you're keeping vegan, the jackfruit, the shredded jackfruit stuff is fantastic. Super delicioso. Also, the just crumbled tofu, whatever you like. All right, so I got some tomatoes. So this one we are gonna, yes sir?
Cashew cheese too.
Cashew cheese, yeah. If you're keeping vegan, cashew cheese is good stuff. Oh, I gotta dice up some red onion. And then I'm gonna put some chipotle onto the chicken when we shred it up. We'll add a little bit in there. It'll make it that much more delicioso. Got some red onion. See, I used to love the cashew cheese, but then as an adult, it turns out I'm allergic to cashews now, which is crazy. I wasn't allergic to it as a kid. And all of a sudden, as a grown-up, I can no longer have cashews. It's a tragedy. I grew up with cashews everywhere. Cashew trees, cashews, the fruit. Now I cannot have cashews. Okay, got red onion. Chipotle peppers, they come in a can. Go to the Mexican aisle with all the canned tomatoes and stuff. It's basically smoked chipotles. I'm sorry, chipotles are smoked jalapenos in this tomato sauce. It's delicious. It's crazy. They have a totally different flavor and smell than jalapenos.
I know they're jalapenos.
Yeah. All right. So chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Yeah, see, delicioso. Pretty sure they are. Somebody should check that out. All right, I'm gonna set that aside. Let's go check. Oh man, my face is sweating and they're not even that hot. As soon as I open that, my face is like, okay, I'm gonna check on our chicken. I'll be right back. Don't leave. Don't leave me. Somebody, sell some nachos. So this is like if you guys ever need to do shredded chicken for something, just chicken thighs baked off in the oven. Yeah, I just put a little bit of the seasoning mix. And then usually what you do is take 2 forks and just kind of pull it.
I think chicken thigh is the best part.
Chicken thigh.
Sell that car.
Yeah. Just saw that car.
Seen all the parts out of it before showing it?
Hmm?
They're vacuuming out the parts.
Who's you?
Somebody sell a car.
Oh. Okay. Give the chicken 5 more minutes. 5 minutes. You guys need a beverage, drink, beer, wine, cocktail, soda, fizzy water, tea, fizzy tea. Yeah. Let's put some more color on this. Come on. Get hot. Get. Oh yeah. Let's make it broil. Nice and crispy and sizzly chicken. So in normal life, you want to let it cool for a minute. We're gonna let that sit, let it cool. We've got all the stuff we're gonna top the nachos with. Got some onions and scallions and peppers and avocado and tomatoes, some sauce. Now, assuming that chicken is cold, we're gonna do a little shreddy action. So you can do one of 2 things. Either if you want them really shredded, when it cools off, it kind of pulls apart like this, okay? or you can just do the old-fashioned way, use a knife and cut it. So whatever is gonna make you the happiest. Shredded sometimes is pretty good, eh? Shredded chicken. But I personally like big diced chunks on my nachos. Feels like, like when you go to like a football game at a bar, like a real place where they have nachos. And when you shred it, it's like grandma nachos. Pretty good too. Remember when your grandma used to make you nachos, you guys? No? Nobody?
No.
Yeah.
My mom made me nachos, not my grandma.
Mom made you dinner nachos. I've had dinner nachos plenty of times. All right, we'll do a combination of shredded. So shredded, you're just kind of going with the direction of the chicken. It's quite lovely. Look at that. Beautiful. And again, if you let it cool off a little bit, it comes apart a little bit easier. But since we're doing this in real time, we don't have time to let things cool, do we? All right. So there's chicken. I've got 2 breasts or 2 thighs. I'm gonna do a third one because we got a lot of hungry young men in the room right now. So chicken, we got our sauce and nachos. The best part is so you can do one of 2 things. Either you got the awesome canned cheese nacho sauce, which is delicious. Although like when you go to like a basketball game or a summer baseball game, you kind of have to have the nacho cheese in the can that they pump on there with the pickled jalapenos. It's quite nothing like it, right? All right, so our chicken's ready. There's that. Can you see all the chickens? I'm gonna save this for later for the rest of the chicken. Okay, I've got our chips. I'm gonna put a pile of chips into a plate. And then I have some shredded, awesome Mexican-style cheese. You don't want to get the other kind, I'm telling you. It's all the same. Actually, I love on nachos mozzarella cheese. So it's stretchier and more stretchier or some combination. All right, we're going to put this on here. Going to fluff it up a little bit. So there's some cheese in between the chips. Huh?
That's the secret right there.
Cheese in between. Now,
No one likes cheese just on top.
you can put it in the microwave for 30 seconds or into the regular oven. I'm gonna put it into the regular oven because it's already hot, and so it gets the plate a little bit warm too. So everything is warm. Otherwise, it's cold and it's warm, yeah. Okay, this is going into an oven just for 30 seconds. While that's in there, I'm gonna add some chipotle to this. So we've got our chicken already chopped up. You don't have to do this. I'm gonna do it. So chipotle, when you get it, there's some adobo sauce, which is like this delicious roasted tomato sauce. And there's the jalapenos, or the chipotles, smoked jalapenos. I'm gonna put that in there. Little sauce. Chop that in real good with it. And it pretty much falls apart because it's super marinated in there for however long since they made it. Delicious. I'm gonna mix it up just so you get an occasional bite here and there. We're not trying to kill anybody, okay? I mean, we want them to know. We want them to feel the pain, but the delicious pain. Chipotle-ness. Chipotle-y goodness. All right, that's in there. It's gonna be awesome. Oh, look at that, you guys. Okay, cheese is in there, this. We have our awesome sauce. That's about it. Now we're gonna get the chips, move the very hot chicken out of the way. So we have room. This looks really good. I kind of just want to eat that, call it a night, All right. Okay, getting the chips. Yikes, it's hot. Okay, so our cheese is melting. I'm gonna put it back in for just a second to get the outside melted, and then we'll be right. Put this in the microwave for a sec. Okay. All right, so there it is. Chips out of the oven. The dish is warm, and to melt the chips a little extra, I jammed it in the microwave just for 10 seconds to melt all the cheese. Okay, we're almost there with nachos. So obviously this is all stuff you can do ahead of time. The chicken's cooked, all that's done. As people come in, just pile some chips, jam it in the oven for a minute. Cheese is melted, sprinkle, sprinkle. It's gonna be the best. Okay, sprinkling chicken. That's right. I heard an back there. All right. Now, is this chicken mess in the middle of everything? Okay. Put some avocado because, you know, this is like a Nacho Supreme. The Nacho Supreme, the one that had all the ground beef? Yeah, it had a ground beef and sour cream and all the sauces. Oh, you know what? Speaking of, I'm gonna put the cream on now so it doesn't get buried under everything else. This is our awesome green avocado creme. Avocado crema. Sour cream, avocado, some green, some shrubbery. Put that on top. I'm gonna sprinkle all the other things. Got some sliced tomatoes. So now we're just going for color. This is like a fork and knife nacho. You need like, you know, if you had a fork and knife burger, those are the best, man. Like it's so saucy and messy that you have to eat it with a fork and knife. All right, we have our jalapenos because obviously the chipotles are not hot enough. And, well, we also have our Fresno peppers because the chipotles and the jalapenos so far are not hot enough. All right. Feel like that's looking good. What are we missing? Anything? Oh, you know what? Let's put a little cilantro on here too, since we have it. All right, sorry for the folks at home. I'm gonna use a chicken cutting board to cut a little cilantro. A little thinness, thinly shredded. Okay, here comes our nachos. What do we call this? Nacho Mamas. Oh, that dish is hot. Again, if you put it in the oven, it gets hot. Nacho Mamas nachos with our lots of color and texture and spiciness. This beautiful avocado cream. And voila. Wrong language, but you know, and a sprinkle of salt. There you go. Nachos.